Hey guys, so today we're just going to be reviewing a little bit some of the techniques that we've been learning to solve quadratic equations. The first one we're going to revisit is solve by taking square roots. Now the first thing you have to remember is when to use it, okay? And so remember, you're going to solve using this method, taking square roots, when you're missing the b term, okay? So remember, when the b term is missing, okay? And here's a first example. All right, we have 2x squared minus 5 equals 45. All right, first step. Remember, we want to get that x by itself. So first thing to do is add the 5 to both sides. All right, add 5 to both sides. And so we got 2x squared equals 50. Then we're going to get that x squared by itself by dividing the 2. And we get x squared equals 25. All right, now all we have to do is take the square root on both sides. Don't forget your plus and minus. The square root of x squared, remember the square root cancels the square, and so you're just left with x equals plus or minus. And the square root of 25, if you look at your list, you'll see that it is 5. So we have two answers, positive 5 and negative 5. All right, let's try another one. We have 2x squared plus 4 equals 200. All right, same thing. Subtract 4 on both sides. We get 2x squared equals 196. Now divide by 2. And x squared is equal to, what is that, 98? Is that? 98. All right. Now we will take the square root on both sides. Don't forget your plus and minus. Square root of x squared is just x equals plus or minus. Now the 98 doesn't appear on your list, does it? It's not a perfect square. Okay, so let's go down our list. Remember, try to divide it by the biggest perfect square that you see first and work your way backwards. Okay, so I'll just review with you guys. All right, I'll turn on my calculator. Let me clear it. So I have 98 divided by, now remember the biggest number on my list is 144, right? But that's too big. It's bigger than 98. Okay, 121 is too big, 100 is too big, so let's try 81. That's the next one, working backwards. 98 divided by 81 is, that's a decimal. It's not going to work. Okay, 98 divided by 64, that's a decimal. 98 divided by 49. Oh, hey, there we go. It's 2. Didn't see that one coming. All right, so I know that the square root of 98 can be rewritten as the 49 times the 2. So put 49 times 2. And now we break it up. X equals plus or minus square root of 49, square root of 2. Remember, 49 is in your list. So now all you have to do is write x equals plus or minus. And what does your list tell you? That's 7. And we just keep the square root of 2, the square root of 2 right there, okay? All right, so let's do part B. All right, and this is going to be solve by completing the square. Okie dokie. All right, so here's our first example. Oh, when do you use solve by completing the square? Okay, that's when you have all a, b, and c. Okay, you have a, b, c, and a equals 1, and b is even. Okay, that's when you're going to use completing the square. When you have a trinomial with a, b, and c, your a is 1 and b is even. That's the best setup for using completing the square. Here we go. X squared minus 20x plus 66 equals 2. All right, what was that first step? That's right, move that 66 over to the other side. So you get x squared minus 20x. Remember, we're subtracting 66 on both sides. Leave a little blank there. Equals 2 take away 66 is negative 64. All right, here we go. What's going to go in that blank? All right. Cut that negative 20 in half, you get negative 10. Square the negative 10. Negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. So you're going to put a plus 100 here and a plus 100 here. All right. Now this factors into this. Okay. It's going to be a perfect square. It's a binomial squared. Always put the x here. And now take the negative 20 again and just cut it in half. You get negative 10. Negative 20 cut in half is negative 10. Equals 100, take away 64, or negative 64 plus 100 is 36. All right. Now take the square root on both sides. Don't forget your plus and minus. Remember, the square root cancels the square, so we're left with x minus 10 equals plus or minus. Now check your list. Is 36 on your list? Yes, it is, so you get 6. All right, and so now add the 10 to both sides, and we get x equals, we have a positive 6 plus 10, which equals 16, and we also have x equals a negative 6 plus 10, which equals 4. So those are my two solutions, 4 and 16. Okay? All right, let's try another one here, see if I could squeeze it in the page here. Example. We have x squared minus 10x minus 12 equals 143. All right. Add the 12 to both sides, and we get x squared minus 10x, leave yourself a blank, equals 143 plus 12 is 155. All right. Cut the 10 in half, or the negative 10, cut it in half, you get negative 5. Square that. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, so add 25, add 25. Okay, this is your perfect square trinomial now, so it factors into a perfect square. Always put your x there. Cut that guy in half. Negative 10 cut in half is negative 5. All right, equals 155 plus 25. That is 180. Okay, so 180. All right, now we will take the square root on both sides. Don't forget plus and minus. We're always going to have two answers. The square root cancels the square, so I'm left with x minus 5 equals plus or minus. Now the square root of 180, is that on your list? Nope. All right, grab your calculator. Here we go. Turn it on. 180 divided by, what's the first number on your list? That's right, it's 144. Let's see. Nope, it's a decimal. All right, try the next one. 180 divided by 121. Nope, that's a decimal. 180 divided by 100. Nope, that's a decimal. 180 divided by 81. Decimal. 180 divided by, what's next on my list? 64. That's a decimal. 180 divided by 49. You just go down the list until you hit one. All right, and you have to do this. Okay. All right, 180 divided by 36. Hey, there it is. All right, we got a whole number, so we know that 180 can be written as 36 times 5. All right, so we replace the 180 with a 36 times a 5, okay? And so here we go. Break it up into two parts. We have the x minus 5 equals plus or minus square root of 36, square root of 5, okay? And now that appears on your list, doesn't it? The square root of 36. So we get x minus 5 equals plus or minus, that turns into a 6, and we keep the square root of 5. Okay, now all we have to do is add 5 to the other side. So if I add 5 here, I'm going to add 5 over here. But remember, I'm going to put that plus 5 first. So I get x equals, because I cancel those, I have the positive 5, so just write a 5, and then follow it with what's left, plus or minus 6 radical 5. And you're done. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. I will see you soon. Bye.